you ever been to Tanzania? We did about 2.5 years ago, and we are very keen to go back to Africa again. So any other countries you'd recommend in a wonderful continent, let us know in the comments below. This week we are going to go through the photos, or as it turns out actually, our little videos that my phone took that I didn't even realise. So we thought we'd go through them, show you some of the places we really loved, and get your feedback on places you'd recommend as well.
Yes, we're back behind our screens this week, but we are reminiscing on an exotic holiday we had back in November 2017. So really hope that you enjoy watching these with us and seeing us react to some kind of oldish memories now. Quite sad. But anyway, what you're going to see coming up is our trip. We flew from London to Dar es Salaam in Tanzania. We zipped across by boat to Zanzibar, travelled the island a little bit for a couple of weeks, and then we zipped back across, caught a 12-hour coach up to Moshi from Dar es Salaam, and finished the whole trip off with a fantastic safari. It was pretty cheap, but it was amazing, and we camped out in the middle of the Serengeti. So you're gonna see some big five animals coming up in the video. Okay, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, press play.
Just posing.
Oh God, what?
So this is one of my favourite photos of travelling ever. So obviously when you're travelling you come across mistranslations, but this is one of my favourite. Machemzo.
Somebody please tell us what is that?
It's just the brilliant grammar of boiled one of those with carrot, potato, green pepper and French beans. Dar es Salaam's a very strange city in that it's clearly a very divided city, and there's a very rich part and there's a very poor part. And we thought we would go to the Revolving Restaurant, which is obviously a new build there. All you can eat buffet on a Sunday, but it was for $50, like 50 American dollars.
What I found really strange actually, really unique, is that the city of Dar es Salaam wasn't particularly developed. Like, it didn't really have many high-rise buildings, but this was one of them very few, in fact, possibly the only and the highest one that we saw whilst we were there. It was like, this is where all the rich people go to have their lunch for $50 US. So much money. I think we just went in there and had an orange juice and then walked out.
It was like the Park Hyatt, wasn't it?
Oh, what was that spice? Oh, that was cloves.
Yeah, because you clearly held turmeric already, because your fingers are already bright orange.
Yeah, it stains so easily, doesn't it? Just like bright yellow fingers.
This is actually on the island of Zanzibar. We stayed in Dar es Salaam for a couple of days, but it's a very industrial city actually. But this is a excursion from Stone Town to what is quite easily available, which is known as a spice farm, which is incredible actually. It's very, very interesting.
We were told a story about the fact that cloves are the biggest export from, I think it was Zanzibar, and that there's actually a lot of crime around it and people charging much more to get more money from cloves, and that the local people didn't get as much money because there was some corruption there in the hierarchy.
So the government controlled the export of cloves. This is back in the 1900s or something. But it was far more lucrative to actually harvest the cloves and ship them via pirates to Kenya, which is slightly further north. So obviously with Zanzibar being an island, you could quite easily get a boat and try and smuggle them north to Kenya, where you get a lot more money for them, whereas the government were paying a fixed price at the time in Tanzania, which was much, much less. So it's essentially there was a black market for cloves.
Of course, our marriage! We're not getting married, but they made these incredible, what are they even made out of? They made them for every single person that passed through on that spice tour, and they must have been making, I don't know how many people were passing through per day, but we could see several other groups whilst we were there, and they were just making them so fast. It was literally this one or two guys just like madly weaving some reeds, or I don't know if it's banana leaf or palm leaf.
No, it's banana. It's banana leaf, that's what it was.
What was that restaurant? Oh, it's so cool. I can't even remember how we found that now. It's been several years, but obviously you had to sit on the floor and there was some local music playing.
It was right on the edge of the sea, wasn't it? You could call it at least like the kind of pleasure harbour. It was really nice. Really good food, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was incredible food. I think this might have been one of our favourite evenings, actually, because this was an evening out that we had in a... It was when we were staying at... We don't have any photos, oh no! We were staying at this guy, so there was this Airbnb, and it was called the Blue House, and it was also called Kier's house, because it was this guy called Kier, and he just lived there by himself, but he rented out a couple of rooms on Airbnb, and we went to stay in it, and it was near Stone Town, and it felt like the most authentic local experience we actually had in Zanzibar. It was right next to a mosque as well, so every morning at, what time do they praise it? 5 a.m. There was this guy that came on this massive loudspeaker and a microphone going, oh, and then saying the prayers, and it was just, yeah, it was incredible. So we stayed at one place called, was it called Miramont? We kept booking for like 3 nights at a time. We just kept staying there because it was just so chill, and yeah, it was just really nice to hang out and just have a proper beach holiday. It was on a beach as well. Look a bit fatter there actually, a bit chubby. It's all that good food.
Next door was a genuine small village with all the, kids running around, and it was, it was really just different, wasn't it? It's really different. I loved it.
One of the staff there told us a story about Italian older ladies coming over to Zanzibar and having affairs with young African men. And apparently that's a thing over there. They really like young Zanzibar Tanzanian guys, and they basically get boyfriends. So this is, I don't know if this is true, but this is the story that we were told.
Next door, there was this very old school, kind of almost colonial Italian hotel that was really kind of expensive looking, but empty. So we went for a meal to find out what it was like, and it was really old school. Like the guy who obviously ran the place, it was a family run place, would come round with the main meal and show it to everyone. This was a precursor to us actually moving to Glasgow. We didn't think we'd actually move to Glasgow. We want people to write things on the walls. The only crabs in Glasgow are pubic crabs.
I'm glad you explained that, because otherwise it just looked like we graffitied all over the hostel.
I
wonder if it's still there.
I hope so.
I have to say, we actually look much younger then. It's only like... Don't you think so?
I think it's because you've got a fringe and I'm thinner. That's probably the only reason. It was only 2.5 years ago. Not that much.
Sweaty jungle. Oh, there was a girl that came in like full foundation, and we were in this wet rainforest. Somehow it didn't drip, but she must have been absolutely like just so hot.
They were one step away from wearing high heels in the jungle, weren't they, essentially?
I want to look good in the jungle. Not worth it. Just wear trashy clothes. Oh, and you're not meant to wear white or blue in the jungle, apparently, because flies are attracted and bugs, insects are attracted to those 2 colours. Oh, there's our guide. He started every sentence with the words, "I'm sorry." I have no idea why. It was very odd.
This was a jungle guide, but still on the island of Zanzibar. We bought it. It was a kind of a day tour from where we were staying on the island, on the east coast of the island from Miramont.
He was a very gentle, soft-spoken man. He was a good guide. I love the little looks that we give each other. So cute. Oh, do you remember that restaurant?
So, actually, it's still very popular, that restaurant on Instagram. I saw someone recently, but it was when the sea was in. Because we were only there when the sea was out, so you could walk to it. And there's lots of people getting boats to it and stuff like that. again, and for what you like to have a meal there would cost you the best part of $50 again, easily. It's crazy.
There was some of our group that went to actually have a meal there though, weren't there? Because we walked across, because they said, oh, you can spend an hour here, you can go have a meal in that restaurant if you like. But then most of us didn't, because we went and saw the prices and then reported back to the rest of the group, and they were like, no way. Everyone's on a budget.
Of course, Tanzania does have malaria, so you have to get anti-malarials.
Yeah, we were constantly covered in it. It really stinks, but you know, you don't want to be bitten, so you're going to put it on every 2 seconds.
It kind of sparked our love of getting on a coach, and we were literally the only tourists on it. We were at the front, and they called it the death seat, didn't they?
Yeah. We went into this little office in Dar es Salaam, and the other customers in there said, oh, you're choosing the front seats. Oh, I wouldn't do that. That's where people die. It's a new country, so we're excited about seeing the scenery. This was our view. Alla is with us.
So we went to service stations, and you asked for a tea with milk, and it was basically just hot milk with a tea bag in it.
He said, like, would you like, which drink would you like? And he said tea, and then they said, white or black tea? And I said, white please. And then they literally gave me a cup of hot milk, and then just dropped a tea bag in it, and then gave it to me. Thanks!
We got a bus from Dar es Salaam to Moshi, which is where we paid for a £500 safari. It was 5 nights, but it was a 3-day safari. And we ended up in this really dodgy looking office where we had to pay for the remainder of what deposit we paid. And so after a 10-hour, or it was more like a 13-14-hour bus journey, we were in this strange office with this guy that was quite a personality, and we stayed in this place that was best described as a bit of a haunted hotel.
I think when we arrived there, I just burst into tears, because at the beginning of the coach ride, I think you had booked it, hadn't you? And you'd said, okay, so the next place we're going to stay, like, we can just get there and we can just chill, and you know, you just feel so much more comfortable. We got there, the power cut out, there was no AC, and because the power had cut out, there were no lights as well, so the whole thing was dark, and we couldn't have a shower. Like, the water was completely freezing cold. The fan, because the electricity was off, it wasn't working anymore. So we just had this like bare mosquito net over a tiny double bed, and Alex is quite long. We were so tired after that ride and the coach, and then that. The massive crater, the Ngorongoro crater in the national park. That was awesome, but it's really, like, even when you're there at the viewing platform, it's really just mind-boggling to even try and get your head around how huge this crater is, because it's, I mean, you can see the edges of it, and people could see animals down in, like, people had binoculars, and someone saw, I think, a white rhino. It's just unimaginable. It's like the idea of space.
Yeah, it's about 25 miles across, wasn't it, and something like that. Something crazy like that.
This is one of the picnic spots, wasn't it? And this was the first animal we saw. It's this huge, like, vulture-looking creature with massive stalk legs. And then I thought that was really scary. But then the guy, our guide, said, oh, don't worry about those, they're really tame, but worry about the birds of prey in the sky. The kites, I think they were kites. He said, just don't eat outside because they will attack you. And people actually did just eat outside and pecked, and one of the birds sliced the top of their hand with their beak.
What are you doing? Don't eat outside. That's nice. And literally 10 seconds later, this bird of prey with about a 2-meter wingspan just attacked us. Got the food out.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, nature's on crack over there, for sure. I always remember that we saw the zebra, we're like, zebra, yay! Cut to 3 days later, more zebras. Seriously, more zebras? That's a hyena.
Yeah, how cool is that? I really like hyenas, I don't know why. They are, everyone thinks universally pretty much that they're just really ugly. Because they're like really scruffy dogs with long, low bums, but I really like them. I think they're just wild looking and crazy.
Campsite. Imagine a campsite in the Western world where you turn up and it's kind of open plan and you're like, it's fine. There's no dangerous animals. So it's exactly the same. Our safari was tent-based, so you erected, or a tent was erected for you, but they're little 2-man tents. And we arrived at this campsite, and no word of a lie, it was literally in the middle of the Serengeti. There were no fences or anything around it. Like, we've just seen hyenas, we've just seen lions, we've just seen elephants, we've just seen, all the classic stuff. And we're told, it'll be fine. Just sleep here. And it was so funny. And there was like these cages where you could eat food in. The idea was obviously to keep away animals. And someone accidentally left the cage open of one of the cages, or left the door open of one of the cages. And we heard this weird noise. We were sat outside of it. And someone had put some food in there. And this hyena had got into the cage where we were meant to be eating. And we were like, okay, there's a hyena that's just gone in there, and this guy just runs after this hyena and claps it away. And this hyena's laughing as it runs away. We're like, this is serious. Like, hyenas are incredibly aggressive animals. And we're just sleeping there that night and eating there.
And that night in the tent, I got super anxious, but then I really needed a wee. And so we had to finish this huge 2-litre bottle of water. And then you got out a penknife, I think, and you just cut the top off it. And I had to squat and then pee into it. It was the most romantic night. But we couldn't chuck the pee out either because it might attract animals, the smell of human urine. So we had to keep our own urine in our tent with us for the rest of the night. You needed to go as well. We filled the bottle back up with our own piss. And they said, oh no, if you need to go to the toilet in the middle of the night, you can go, but just take a torch with you and shine it in the eyes of a lion, if you see one, and it'll just go away. We just thought, no, we're staying in here for the whole night. We made a pact at that point.
It's just a lion going at the carcass.
Yeah.
So, as much as you imagine seeing a carcass being pulled apart by lions would be quite a rare thing, you actually see it quite a lot.
Wildebeest. And in Swahili, they call them nyumbu. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And also in their culture, nyumbu means, like, they would call someone a nyumbu, if they thought they were stupid. So there's a connection between wildebeest and stupidity. It always amazes me how close you can get to wild animals. They don't really care. It's strange because if we had stepped out of the vehicle, they would have seen us probably as prey, and seen like long, slender bodies and tiny animals that probably couldn't defend ourselves against them. But since we were in a truck, it's like they didn't care. They just thought it was like a moving object, and they didn't see us inside it. So strange. Psychologically, they just didn't even mind.
There was that moment, wasn't there, where there was people that were in our group where they stuck their limbs out, like really close to the lions. There's videos online of lions attacking people in those scenarios. They're like, what are you doing? Put your freaking limbs back inside. It's just it's not a photo opportunity, really.
Oh, there's a weird thing that we saw on the side of the road, wasn't there? There was a Maasai man with his staff, whatever you want to call it, and he just had like this iPhone, and we just drove past him like in the middle of the plains. It's just like a staff and an iPhone. That was us trying to take a shot through binoculars with a phone. It's actually not that bad. I mean, it's very shaky, but still.
So coming up, this is a shot of a zebra kill. So there's hyenas, and then all around them is the vultures everywhere, waiting to take some meat from this carcass, and you could smell it so badly. It was horrendous, wasn't it?
Oh, that's the flight we nearly didn't get.
This was hilarious. So we turned up at an airport, having booked a flight from Arusha or Moshi back to Dar es Salaam, to then actually connect and come back home, back to the UK. And it was, it was a good 10 hours, wasn't it, between it arriving in Dar es Salaam and then our next flight back to the UK. But when we got there, they said, "Oh no, it's cancelled," and we were like, "No, that can't be right." And there was a lot of argy-bargy and lots of people kind of a bit annoyed.
It was actually really like enraging moment, because it's one of the few times in my life where I've just seen red, and I was so upset. And I think it was because I'm not really sure. Maybe we were just tired again, but turn into a monster when I'm tired. But it's one of those places where things sometimes just don't work. Systems just sometimes don't work, and I think the local people are quite used to that. They seem quite laid back about it, and so the attitude from the staff at the airport was just, well, that's the way things are. And then we were just waiting on them, and we didn't know when we were going to find out if we were going to be able to get to the next place, or if we were going to miss our flight back to the UK, because this was a connecting flight that we had to get. I think we were really hungry and there wasn't anywhere to eat at that part of the airport before security. And then we'd seen, I think there were two guys, they were both African. One of them was from Tanzania, and he seemed like he was saying that he knew this person and this person, and that he'd have to get his agent or his assistant to book him another flight. So he seemed like he was kind of quite important, an important person, or maybe like a low-level celebrity or something. And then there was this other guy who was quite big, and he got really angry with the staff behind the desk. And that kind of attitude of I will not tolerate this seemed to work. It seemed to be getting them somewhere. So then it was just like, you're just observing another culture thinking, how on earth can I make sure that I catch my flight? And how do I behave in order for that to happen? And so you're just kind of trying to adapt to the culture. And so we saw that working. And then that's when we decided to say, okay, well, let's tell them how much is this going to cost us, and therefore them, to refund, the flight that we have to catch back to the UK. And we worked out that it was, like, we chose the biggest number and sort of rounded it up and said, it's going to cost you, 2.5 million shillings or whatever it was. I thought it was $1 million, but we made it sound really big, and then they said, okay, and then they put our names in a text, and we ended up getting on that flight. Oh God, it was so stressful.
And that's it. I mean, all in all, our trip to Tanzania was one of my travel highlights of my life, I'd say. It was incredible, wasn't it?
We went out there not really having so much of a plan of where we were going to stay and exactly what we were going to do. So we kind of planned it as we went along, depending on how we felt. And that's the first time I've ever done that. So, our Asia trip recently has been the second ever time. So it was an inspiration of a trip.
If you like this kind of stuff, please do like and subscribe. We are going to be on the road very soon. In fact, maybe not necessarily abroad, but in the UK, and we're going to show you some of the weird and wacky places we find on the way.
That's it for Tanzania. It was an inspiration of a trip, and hope you enjoyed looking back with us, reminiscing whilst in lockdown about exotic travels. If you have any other suggestions of where to go in Africa, we would love to know. So just drop them in the comments below and tell us where you went and what's fantastic about it, what you love.